Welcome to Fueling Growth, Marketing for Auto Repair Shops. I'm Zane Taylor, and today we're tackling service pricing, how to protect margins while attracting more customers. I'm joined by Ted Brannon. Thanks for being here, Ted. As partners at M. Benoit Associates, we spend a lot of time helping shops find the balance between value and profitability, and pricing is where many wins and mistakes happen. In this episode, we'll set clear pricing objectives, build a defensible labor rate, tighten category margins, and design menus, diagnostics, and bundles that sell. We'll also hit competitive scans, transparency around fees, promotions with guardrails, online pricing, warranties, scripting for price shoppers, KPIs, and an implementation plan. If you've worried your prices are too high to win or too low to survive, this conversation will give you a repeatable framework and the confidence to apply it today.
Appreciate the invite and the focus. Pricing isn't just a number. It's a strategy that signals your market position and funds your future. Start by deciding who you are in your trade area: premium, mid-market, or value. That position should drive every downstream decision: labor rate, parts matrix, warranties, and promos. Next, set explicit objectives. Examples: achieve 65% labor gross profit, 50% parts gross profit, a $650 average repair order, and 85% capacity utilization while maintaining a 4.8 plus Google rating. Those become the guardrails. Then connect that to your customer promise: faster turnaround, better communication, nationwide warranty, certified techs, clean loaners. Whatever your differentiators are, price to support them consistently. Finally, document your won't do list. No price matching on tires below your floor. No quoting complex diagnostics online. And no discounting labor on comeback work. Clarity at the top prevents erosion at the counter, everywhere, daily.
That structure eliminates so much second guessing at the front desk. Let's get practical on the backbone: the labor rate. When owners ask, "What's a fair rate around here?" the better question is, what rate do we need to hit our labor gross profit while funding training, benefits, and equipment? We teach a defensible approach. Figure your fully burdened technician cost per productive hour, then set your posted rate using your target gross profit percentage. The simple formula is rate equals cost per hour divided by 1 minus target GP. For example, if a tech costs $38 per clock hour, burdens push that to $48, and productivity sits at 80%. Your cost per sold hour is $48, 0.8, $60. If you target 65% GP, the rate becomes $60, 0.35, $171. That math holds up with customers and keeps your margins intact. Agree?
Exactly. And you can sanity check it with a time study. Track sold hours per tech for weeks to confirm productivity. If you're under 75%, you don't have a pricing problem. You have a capacity and process problem. On burden, include employer taxes, health benefits, uniforms, training, scan tool subscriptions, brake lathes, lifts, and paid meeting time. Divide annual burden technician cost by expected sold hours to get cost per hour. Then apply the formula: rate or sold cost per hour. ZAR1, target GP. One more example: cost per sold hour $55, target GP 62%. Rate 55, aqua 38, 100 W or bar 74. Round 204 and post it everywhere: website, countersigns, and your profile. Finally, model effective rate. If discounts or unbilled time drops the effective rate below target, train advisors and tighten policies until realized number matches the posted one.
Great. Now, rate alone doesn't fix margin leaks if parts and categories aren't controlled. We recommend explicit targets by category and enforce them in the POS. For most general repair shops, the sweet spot is labor GP between 60% and 70%, parts GP 45% to 55%, fluids 50% or better, and tires often 25% to 35% depending on brand and freight. Create flags in the system so any estimate below floor triggers a review. Require advisors to hit blended targets on every RO, not just the shop average. Also standardize fees. Shop supplies capped at 5 to 8% of labor with a sensible dollar maximum, plus a flat environmental disposal fee that's disclosed up front and itemized on the invoice. Customers accept fees when they're consistent, explained, and not opportunistic. The POS helps make that discipline automatic rather than emotional in the moment and captured in daily reports.
To lock in those parts margins, build a tiered parts matrix rather than a flat markup. Lower-cost items can sustain higher markups, while high-ticket components need thinner markups to remain competitive. A simple structure: 0 to $10 cost at 3.5x, $10 $25 at 3.0x, $25 $50 at 2.5, $50 $150 at 2.2, $150 $400 at 1.8, and $400 at 1.5. Then, standardize OEM versus aftermarket rules in your PO score. Safety-critical and warranty-sensitive repairs default to OEM or Tier 1 brands. Maintenance and wear items may use quality aftermarket. This avoids estimate roulette from one advisor to the next. Pair that with a hybrid pricing model. Cost plus for commodity items like wiper blades, batteries, and tires, and value-based pricing for expertise-driven diagnostics, electrical work, ADAS calibrations, drivability, and programming. Customers aren't buying time in those cases. They're buying accurate answers, risk reduction, and confidence, which is worth a premium when you deliver consistently daily.
Let's anchor that premium with menu pricing on high-volume services. Good, better, best creates clarity and choice, while steering toward higher value. For oil service, good might be conventional or synthetic blend, up to 5 quarts, multi-point inspection, top-offs, and a 3,000 to 5,000 mile reminder. Better, upgrades to full synthetic, cabin filter discount, and a 12-month roadside benefit. Best adds OE filter, tire rotation, alignment check, and a stronger warranty, all with clear turnaround times. Do the same for brakes and alignments. Publish inclusions, not just prices. The list signals value and justifies the delta. Use round, memorable price points and bundle financing options when ticket size climbs. Menu boards in the lobby, on the website, and in DVI recommendations make it easy for advisors to present and for customers to say yes. Test names and images for impact.
Diagnostics deserves its own strategy. Lead with a flat testing or inspection fee that buys deliverables, not guesses. A system scan, a documented test plan, relevant measurements, and photos or short videos. Set expectations up front. This is discovery work to identify the root cause and a repair path. You can optionally credit part of that fee toward the approved repair to reduce friction, but protect the value of your time. Pair this with transparent fees. Shop supplies should be capped at 5 to 8% of labor with a reasonable dollar max, and environmental disposal should be a straightforward flat fee. Put the language on estimates, invoices, and your website. When people know what they're paying for and see it in a digital inspection, they stop fixating on the hourly rate and focus on outcomes, which is where you win and retain trust. It also shortens approvals and reduces comebacks dramatically.
Let's pull the lens back to the market. Too many shops try to price in a vacuum or worse, chase the cheapest competitor. Do a quarterly competitive scan. Have someone secret shop 5 to 8 local competitors for oil service, front brakes, battery replacement, alignments, and a basic diagnostic. Document inclusions, warranties, turnaround, and whether they offer digital inspections and financing. Map ranges and identify gaps. The goal isn't to undercut. It's to know where you land and how to differentiate. Examples: bundle a premium brake job with a 24-month rotor warranty, free bed-in, and a 30-day retorque, or include a same-day alignment check with any steering or suspension quote. Use your strengths, speed, convenience, warranty, transparency, to hold price while increasing perceived value. That's how you win the comparison without racing to the bottom. Rotate this audit by service writer to keep insights fresh and actionable monthly.
Then, align pricing with segments. Price-sensitive motorists respond to intro oil bundles with coupons tied to DVI findings, e.g., $20 off oil service when scheduled with a maintenance package. Convenience-focused customers pay for priority scheduling, loaners, pickup and delivery, and text-to-pay. Bake those costs into premium menus. Quality-focused buyers want OEM Tier 1 parts, long warranties, 24/24 or 36/36, and certified techs. Highlight those and hold your line. For fleets, use volume-based discounts tied to approval times, payment terms, SLAs, and priority service windows, and never go below your GP floors. Layer capacity and season-based pricing. Protect margin during peak demand, then run value promos in slow periods. Think brakes before winter, AC in spring, batteries before cold snaps. Design memberships and prepaid maintenance that increase visit frequency. Oil services, rotations, seasonal inspections, and small discounts that lift ARO while smoothing cash flow. Track utilization to time offers precisely seasonally.
Promotions can be gasoline or water on your fire, so add guardrails. Require a minimum invoice to redeem. Exclude low-margin categories like tires unless bundled. Limit redemptions per household. Require appointments and always use unique offer codes so you can track ROIs. Train advisors to present promos as a thank you, not a negotiation starting point. Online, publish clear price ranges and inclusions for menu services, but avoid quoting complex jobs without an inspection. Use from pricing and invite online booking. Pair those pages with financing options so customers can say yes today. And don't forget warranties as a value driver. If you offer 24/24 or 36/36 nationwide coverage, model the cost into the margin and feature it on the website, estimates, and phone scripts. Confidence backed by coverage makes price comparisons less threatening and closes the gap faster. Measure uplift in close rates during campaigns weekly.
For price shoppers, script the call. Lead with benefits. Certified technicians, digital inspections with photos, OE-level tooling, and a nationwide warranty. Then give a reasonable range, not a blind quote. Front pads and rotors usually land between $420 and $640, depending on vehicle and parts choice. That includes parts, labor, and a 2-year warranty. Offer earliest availability and ask for the appointment. I can get you in at 8:15 tomorrow. Does that work? If they hesitate, offer a no-obligation inspection or diagnostic with defined deliverables. Back it with DVI. Crisp photos, measurements, and technician notes justify the estimate and protect margins. For fleets, document a matrix. Labor at posted rate minus 5 to 10% based on volume, parts at MSRP or cost plus X%, net 15 or net 30 terms, approval thresholds, and service level commitments. Never discount below your GP floors. Trade price for speed and predictability. Every deal documented.
You can't improve what you don't measure, so track pricing results weekly. Core KPIs, ARO, effective labor rate, gross profit percentage by category, sold hours per RO, close rate on estimates, car count, and capacity utilization by bay and by tech. Add promo-specific metrics, redemptions, average discount per RO, incremental revenue, and gross profit contribution. For diagnostics, watch conversion from test to approved repair and average days to resolution. Build a one-page dashboard and review it every Monday with advisors and leads. When you test a new menu or rate, mark the date in the POS and look for lift versus the prior 4 weeks. If GP% holds and ARO rises without depressing car count, you're on the right track. If not, adjust inclusions, scripts, or scheduling before touching price. Small changes beat sweeping resets. Document lessons learned and share wins in huddles every week.
Turning this into action starts with an audit. Pull the last 60 days of ROs and calculate effective labor rate, GP by category, and variance from targets. Set new targets, then update your POS. Parts matrix tiers, OEM, aftermarket rules, labor rate, fee caps, and menu packages with inclusions and warranties. Train the team, service advisors on scripts, technicians on DVI photo standards, and managers on the weekly dashboard. Refresh your website and Google Business profile with posted rates, menu details, warranties, and online booking. Email customers introducing the new menus and benefits. At 30 and 60 days, review KPIs, take feedback from the counter, and make incremental adjustments. Finally, stay compliant and ethical. Post rates clearly, provide written estimates and approvals, disclose all fees and taxes, avoid bait and switch tactics, and respect MAP policies on branded parts. Long run, discipline is your advantage. Protect reputation through transparency.
Before we wrap up, remember this. None of your pricing strategy matters if customers don't trust you enough to choose you. And today, trust is earned where people actually look. Google reviews and social media. When your shop shows up with consistent 5-star experiences, real customer photos, and a social feed that proves you do great work, your pricing becomes easier to justify, easier to defend, and easier to win with. If you want help building a review engine that never stops, strengthening your online presence, or making sure your pricing and your reputation work together, not against each other, reach out to support mbenoitassociates.com. Let's get your shop seen, trusted, and chosen. That's a wrap on service pricing that attracts customers and protects profit. We defined market position and objectives, built a defensible labor rate, set and enforced margin targets, plus parts matrices and OEM rules. We covered pricing models, diagnostics deliverables, transparent fees, and how to scan competitors without racing to the bottom. We aligned prices to segments and seasons, designed bundles and memberships, put guardrails on promotions, improved online pricing and financing, and used warranties as value drivers. We scripted price shopper calls, strengthened estimates with DVI, set a fleet framework, and locked in KPIs and an implementation plan grounded in ethics. Apply one play this week, measure, layer the next. Thanks for listening to Fueling Growth Marketing for Auto Repair Shops. We'll be back soon with ways to fill bays.